Hey guys, and welcome back. I'm Seiben here for the Aether Hub, bringing you more Magic the Gathering lore. For today's video, let's discuss a marginalized creature type on Kaladesh, prominent beings on other planes which seem to have been, at least in the terms of lore, forgotten on Kaladesh. Let's examine how this world of marvels and machines deals with angels and demons. In Kaladesh, we didn't see much in terms of these holy and unholy creature types. In fact, there were only two angels released in the set, Angel of Invention and Wisp-Weaver Angel, with only a single demon, Demon of Dark Schemes. Despite having a few cards at mythic quality, don't go thinking they were very important in the story of Kaladesh. They weren't even mentioned, not even just as a creature type that existed. But luckily, they've made a return with Aether Revolt, giving us another mythic angel and demon, Herald of Anguish and Exquisite Archangel. Does this perhaps open the door to seeing these creatures in the lore? Well, maybe, but I wouldn't hold out hope. All we know about angels and demons on Kaladesh comes from the Kaladesh art book, and even there, we're limited in information. Angels and demons on Kaladesh probably form just like their kin on any other plane, the strong collection of white or black mana into a single solid form. Yet, as they are part of Kaladesh, they of course take on some characteristics unique to that plane. That's why we see angels flying with ornate metallic enhancements on their wings, heads, and body. Angels become symbols on the planes they're native to, but Kaladesh seems fairly absent of any particular religion which worships them outright, not like we've seen on other planes such as Innistrad. Now, that's not to say there isn't religion on Kaladesh. In fact, many elves and more spiritual people worship the idea of the Great Conduit, and follow the tenets of the Aether cycle. The Great Conduit being a way of understanding the unique influence Aether has on everything from plants and animals to people on Kaladesh, while the Aether cycle itself is, in a way, similar to our version of the scientific method. So what role do angels play in this strange religion? Well, none really. They're seen more of a byproduct, the ultimate result of the Great Conduit, and the Aether cycle at play on Kaladesh. The Aether cycle is noted as such, the 5 stages which dictates all design and inventions on Kaladesh, even the creation of angels. Inspire, innovate, build, liberate, and reclaim. Artisans observe patterns in nature shaped by Aether and find the inspiration for a new device. Brilliant inventors hone and refine the design of that device and carry it to the ingenious new heights. After the design is complete, hard-working manufacturers build the device, infuse it with Aether, and repair and maintain it throughout its lifetime. When a device reaches the end of its usefulness, it's dismantled, and the distilled Aether inside is liberated from the invention. Finally, the Aether recombines with the secondary product of refinement, and it returns to the Aether sphere. As all things follow this cycle on Kaladesh, it's no surprise that angels are considered the highest of the grand design, and thus are exempt from the final stage of the cycle. Angels are immortal and perfect. As such, they're never reclaimed back into the Aether sphere and are eternal. Anything quote-unquote perfect on Kaladesh is held in high regard, since nothing is ever really seen as perfect. Angels are the only true exception, which makes them particularly special. Outside of this, however, we don't know much about angels or demons on Kaladesh. Besides being seen as a good omen, angels don't really interact with the mortals of the plane, preferring to communicate only to others of their kind through an ornate ritual. Demons, being evil and all that, do interfere with the lives of the Kaladeshi, as we see in the art of the new card, Cruel Finality. They seem to be a perverse end to the Aether cycle, a mistake which may be the byproduct of creating an angel, the leftover of something that was once good. They symbolize the dark side of Aether, the schemes and jealousy inventors feel as others succeed in their place, the burning desire to destroy and reclaim Aether for their own. But again, not much is known about them in terms of Kaladesh. Despite not knowing a whole lot, I do have some personal feelings about angels and demons showing up on a world like Kaladesh. You have a plane so deeply inspired by Indian culture and aesthetic, yet you choose to include a limited number of angels and demons rather than something like avatars, for example? Kaladesh isn't the type of place that I would personally want to see these creature types. The whole concept of good versus evil is in itself a little strange on Kaladesh. I much rather would have preferred avatars who don't necessarily represent aspects of good and evil as opposed to the strong inference implied by having angels and demons. Maybe this was just a result of us leaving Innistrad and the creature type still being highly prevalent in players' minds. Is that a good excuse? Not really, but one can argue that angels and demons are a multiversal phenomenon, so them not showing up on Kaladesh just doesn't make much sense from a lore standpoint. Still, from an aesthetic and cultural standpoint, Wizards of the Coast has plenty of opportunities to inject angels and demons on other planes. They should have taken a step in another direction here and added something different, but that's just my opinion. Man, there you have it, everything we know about angels and demons on the plane of Kaladesh. Let me know what you think about these creature types on this plane in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, consider supporting the Aether Hub by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And as always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.